All right, everybody, welcome to another League of Legends Entrepreneur Ask Me Anything question, joined by our usual co-host, Rishi Cup TV.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks, Evan.
We also have my cohort in crime here, Mr. J. Rise Fonseca, who's in the room with me here and is going to be duo queuing with me. Woo! So what's in the cup today, Rishi?
Well, I've got a cup of love for Believe Nation, and I also have a cup of Heimer and Timo.
Cup of Heimer and Timo. That's it. We're going to try to get it. We're going to try to get Heimer and Timo. I'm on Timo, J. Rise is on Heimer. We'll see. We're experimenting some new strategies that seem to be going well. We want to get the win streak back, although J. Rise did point out to me today that the loss that we had wasn't streamed on Twitch.
Ooh,
so
that was the problem.
That might be what the problem is. So we'll see.
It has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. That I know.
So I'm queuing up for jungle and mid, and Jay's got our game going, and we'll see when we get some. Oh, are we in? Oh, now we're in. Now we're in. All right. Well, as we wait for a game to start, why don't we dive into some entrepreneur questions?
Great. First question is coming from Simeon. And Simeon is an aspiring entrepreneur. He's young, and he's currently studying computer science. And he hasn't mentioned what he wants to do, but he says, I want to create projects, do interesting stuff. He's really excited to work really hard. And basically, he just wanted to know, as entrepreneurs, you're constantly getting, these ideas. And he wants to know, how can you distinguish a good idea from a bad idea? Because he doesn't want to pursue something that isn't a good idea. So kind of wants to know, how do you know if an idea is worth trying or not? Great question. Answer to this.
How about this?
Yeah?
How about this? While we're queuing up, why don't we give J Rise, come on in and give us an answer, because he's not going to be answering in game. Come on in.
Good one.
I'm down.
Give an answer. We may have to rush if we got to queue up, but
All right. Well,
you got to get in. There you go. You got to get a little closer. There you go. There you go.
All right. My rush answer for this one is, if you can't figure out an idea is good or bad just by analyzing it, experiment, practice, do a small test, and see if it gets traction and momentum. And if it does, do a bigger test. And if it doesn't, probably not the idea for you.
I love it. Short and sweet.
Love it.
Look at that.
Love the energy. Jay, what's in your cup?
Oh, we got a game going on right now too. That was timing. All right, good. All right, experiment.
Nice.
What do we, Rishi? Back to you. What do you got for Simeon? Simeon?
Well,
Was that the name?
This is for Simeon. Yeah.
Simeon, all right.
You want to take it?
No, you go. Go
want me
for
to
it.
take it?
Go for it.
Cool. So I absolutely agree. You can just test it out and see how it goes. And I was thinking too about, one of the ways that you can tap into value is by scratching your own itch. And so, I love what Steve Wozniak said about, he created things for himself, things that were fun for him. And so sometimes I think the best way to just find out if you have a good idea is say, what I want this, and then create something out of that.
I like it. I'll continue the theme that we got going on. And by the way, J Rise is top. I'm jungle, so not quite the positions that we wanted, but we're still getting the game on. So we still got our synergies that'll work. The answer is you don't until you try. Like, you don't know what's going to be a great idea until you try. And some things might be. Oh no, I got to ban a champion. Do that properly here. Some things will be, when you start them off, they'll be amazing and you'll love it and you will want to do more of it and you want to get lost in it and you want to continue to experiment and keep doing other things. And sometimes you'll get into it and it wasn't what you thought it was. And you kind of, you scratch that itch and it's not something that you want to build a business around. And so to J. Rice's point, you can only analyze for so long, right? Like you could think about an idea and you can write down the pros and cons and, you know, you could do that for 1,000 different ideas, but you're not really going to know until you actually go out and do something. And so my advice to Simeon is, when you get an idea, just start. Like, what's the smallest start that you can do to test it out? Because a lot of entrepreneurs go with these big ideas, these huge ideas, and you know, as entrepreneurs we come up with lots of ideas, and so you may have 100 huge ideas, but you're never going to get anywhere unless you actually start, and you won't actually know if you like it, if you'll be good at it, if you can provide value in it, until you actually go out and start it. There's a lot of different ways to make money. Like any of those ideas that you have probably could be successful. You can find ways to add value in any industry. But the key is, like, what's the best thing for you? It's not necessarily the best idea, because there's tons of great ideas. It's what's the best idea for you, for your skill sets, for your passion, for what you want to do, for what you want to inject into the world. And so that's it. When you get the smallest idea, like you get something like, hey, here's something I'm curious about, just go out and try it. And that's something I try to train myself to. You know, the top 10 video series was just an experiment. It was a small test. It's like, it'd be cool if I had these resources from famous entrepreneurs, their best interviews all cut into one thing. That'd be awesome. Let's do one. Not let's plan out the perfect plan and take 6 months to build the team and, you know, all of this stuff and make this huge project that then never gets done because you need to have the perfect plan. It's just, let's do one and expect it to suck, and then the next one will suck a little bit less, and see if I like it. Because there are some things that you can do that you will do that once you get into it, you don't love. And it sucks when you've invested tons of money, but also your time. Like if you spend 6 months planning a business, and then once you actually start it, you realize it's not the business for you, that's a big waste of time. Where it's better to go out and try and try and try. These League of Legends things, this is another experiment. I like to play League, I like to answer questions. Maybe we can combine them. We did one together, we liked it, we're doing more. We could have done one and done. And so just start. Whatever the idea is, break it down to the simplest, easiest, smallest way to get started and go out and do and see what makes you come alive.
I have a really quick follow-up to that, Evan.
Yeah.
Being that your top 10 has been, I think, your most successful series on your channel, did you have anything intuitive in you that was like, this idea is going to be over the top? Or was it just like every other curiosity you had followed? You just didn't know and you just experimented and then it just took off?
I'm excited by all my ideas. You know, like a lot of the stuff that we've canned, I was excited by at the start, right? Like the Anne series. I don't know if you remember the Anne series.
I love the Anne series.
Yeah, it was one not, so the Anne series was basically taking two entrepreneurs or two people who are having success, and it sounds like they're saying the opposite. And the idea is, like, if you can understand both points of view, that'll make you a more successful human being. I liked that idea. I thought it would be something epic, and it came from watching a Tupac Shakur video where he was talking about being humble is sexy, and I remembered another clip about Kanye saying, you know, don't be humble, be great. And so, okay, let's put these up against each other, and not to create controversy, like who's right, but more they're both right, and your growth comes from understanding the other point of view. I love that idea. I thought it was a really cool idea. The audience kind of liked it. It was not our best performing series, and we started having a hard time finding enough clips of people who were recognizable people who were saying opposite things. And so, you know, we killed the series. there's been a lot of other series. Like, has anybody written, hey, where's that Anne series? Nobody, at least that I know of.
I wrote it in my head.
Right? But so it's fine, right? And you'll have more losses than wins. You'll have more L's than W's, right? Like, that's fine. For every top 10 video, like, I'm always trying to beat it. I'm always, we have our Saturday morning, just an example. The Saturday morning series is a rotation of different ideas. We're doing people's morning routines. We're doing some Steve Jobs videos. We're doing some favorite books videos of entrepreneurs. And there's been other ones that we've just cut. And I'm trying to beat it. I'm always trying to beat it to see, can we get this into a regular schedule? And it's a combination of, do I love it? Am I getting passion from it? And is the audience reacting to it? Is it leading to subscribers and comments and engagement? Is it having the impact? Because I want to have an impact. So I'm excited by all the ideas. And then I go and test it out. And I think I may drive my team a little bit nuts, to be honest. Like, Ivan is my researcher, and Christina leads my editing team. And, the number of times they get an email from me at 2 a.m. that says, idea! Exclamation point. Can we try this? And thankfully I have a team that embraces that change and likes to do new things. Like my 7 Ways series is something that I started that was new, where my 7 favorite movies or 7 ways to whatever. It's every Wednesday, I think it comes out at noon. And that was something I was interested in sharing. And we had no branding, we had no icon for it, we didn't have any intro for it. Like, all of the stuff that usually you might say, I can't launch this video until I have this stuff, right? It's like at the bottom left, there's always the plain logo and the other logo, and some of the series have intros on them and some of them don't. But like, I would rather get it out there, see how I feel about it. Did I enjoy the process of creating it? Do I want to do more of them? Did the audience react to them? And so you can't tell. Like, I love all my ideas, and then I go and test them, and then sometimes I fall out of love with the ideas, and sometimes the market punches me in the face and say, we don't like your idea. And then do I want to tweak it and try to find more value? Like, if I really love the Anne series so much, so deeply, I could have found a way to make it work. I'm not as attached to it as some of the other things I'm working on, so I'm happy to let it go and do something else. We are in game. And so I feel like too many people are trying to find the perfect idea, and you won't. Yeah. It's like trying to marry somebody just looking at their eHarmony profile. Like, you can't, right? Like, no matter how good a profile they have, and their pictures and videos. Are there videos in eHarmony? I don't know. I've been on eHarmony. Whatever. Hey, J-Raz, you're top, man. Jay's going mid. Too used to the mid strat. No matter what their bio says and their pictures and all that stuff, you will not marry somebody based off of an eHarmony profile. And if you do, then you're probably making a mistake. Like, you have to meet them. You have to go for a coffee, right? And so instead of just spending 6 months waiting for the perfect person to show up on eHarmony, you want to go out and meet some of the good ones, some of the people who you see something in, and set up a coffee date and see how it goes. I think too many entrepreneurs are so focused on making a mistake and picking the wrong idea, and they invest too much into making that one thing work where they may not love it once they start. So find the simplest way to start, and start.
Yes, awesome advice. Cool, we got a game going. Let's go to the next question.
The stream is working too. I'm excited about it.
Super cool. All right, next question comes from Brian. And Brian this is probably a dumb question, but he wants to know, how do you record the interviews that you conduct, i.e. Stephen Kelly? Are you using Google Hangouts or another application tool? He wants to start incorporating interviews on his website, but he's not sure where to start and what tools to use. Very good question. And Evan, it looks like it's kind of specific to what you're doing. I know for me personally, I've been using, when I was doing interviews, I was using Blab, and Blab is now shut down. So right now I don't have a live platform until I move over to YouTube Live. But what are you doing, Evan?
Yeah, so I do everything through Google Hangouts at the moment, and I would rather do stuff through YouTube Hangouts. And it's a pretty simple technology, right? You just need a microphone and a webcam, and you're in business. And if you look at my channel, you know, at 400,000 subscribers, I'm just sitting here with a microphone and a Logitech webcam, and that's what I'm using right now. Like, you like the settings that I've got on? I have no lights. I'm just facing a mirror. It's pretty low tech, pretty simple, pretty easy. Like, don't let the gear hold you up. So for a channel even, you know, as big as mine, I'm still just using YouTube Hangouts. Now, there are some changes coming, and in September, Google Hangouts is no more, and so YouTube Live is the thing. I don't know if you can bring other people on YouTube Live, which is gonna really suck if you can't. So I have to figure that out.
You think it would just be broadcasting yourself and you can't have guests?
Well, a lot of the other live streaming platforms,
yeah,
Periscope and Facebook Live and all that stuff, you can't bring people on.
Oh, sure.
Right? It's just you, usually from your phone or tablet. And so I'm hoping that I can still bring people on through the YouTube channel so that it broadcasts live. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens in September. It's coming up soon.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about this.
I know.
And I love Blab too. Tim Schmore introduced me to Blab. I've done a number of Blabs. They had a really cool technology. And it's interesting that they're shutting down just before YouTube switches over. It was an awesome technology, but just look up YouTube Hangouts or YouTube Live, probably by the time you get this and get to digest it all. And hopefully there's something in there for you. That's what I use. Pretty low tech, pretty simple, pretty easy.
Yeah, there's always great tutorials you can find on YouTube about how to use that technology. And I know right now I've done the search, and right now there isn't anything up to date until September. So I would look out for videos that come out in September from, you know, how-to channels, so that you can find out how to use the technology better.
Yeah,
when it rolls out.
Yeah, you could follow. If you're a fan of the channel, you can follow what I'm doing too. I mean, I'll need to figure out some kind of solution.
Yeah.
But yeah, coming up soon.
I can't imagine.
It's like next week.
I can't imagine they're not going to let you have someone else on with you. Too many people depend on, like, if Hangouts on Air is getting absorbed, too many people have like whole businesses built on their interview abilities. So I would be surprised if they don't keep that feature.
You know, Google's a strange bird. Like, a lot of people build businesses on the backs of Google Plus, and you know, they're like they you know, a lot of people loved using their RSS reader. I loved using Google RSS reader, and they still killed it. Like, if they're not getting, Google wants to make products that are having big impact, have big usage, and if it's not getting the impact that they're seeing, they drop it. You know, so if 1,000 people need it for their business, it doesn't matter. They'll kill it and do something else. But it does make sense to be able to have it, and maybe I just haven't looked into it enough. You know, I think, and I might ask him, Tim Schmore, about it too. I think he's done live events without using the Google Hangout tool. I think he uses another system. So I'll see. But yeah, it's coming. It's coming. It's like next week. It's coming up. So we got to figure it out. I got an interview with Tony Robbins coming up soon, so I have to figure out how I'm going to do it.
Stop.
But that's the thing too, right? Like, I'm going to interview Tony Robbins for the channel, and I'm going to use Google Hangouts, right? Like, don't get so caught up in the tech, right? The tech doesn't matter. Like, yes, it matters a little bit, and yes, lighting helps, and yes, good, you know, audio helps, and a good camera helps, but it's not the deciding factor. Like, if people invested more time into making themselves better, the content better, you'll have way better results than if you get the nicest camera in the world, but you still suck on camera. It's true.
And it's funny, to the point of our last call, the last question that we had about good ideas and bad ideas, it shows that, you know, even a business as big as Google, we're seeing they're constantly trying new ideas. Some of them work, some of them don't, and when they don't, they just drop it and try something new. So everybody's always trying new things and seeing what works and what doesn't, and you gotta be flexible to keep moving, right?
I like it.
All right.
We're losing so far in this game. Who died? I haven't watched.
Mid.
Okay, Mid died twice.
I don't know.
You didn't die. Did you die? You're good. J-Rise is good. Okay. All right. Let's go.
All right. Next question comes from Jamil, and Jamil asks, oh, this is exciting. He feels like he finally came up with his one word.
Ah, Jamil?
Jamil. Mm-hmm.
All right, I like it. I like it.
And yeah, very cool. And so he really thinks his word is dream.
Dream, okay.
But the only thing he's concerned about is that he feels like it's just not as effective as, say, your word believe or something like win. So he kind of just wanted your feedback on that, because it sounds like he wants to use dream, but he's hesitant that it will be effective.
All right, just
So,
commercial interruption. J-Rise got his first kill, so I wanted to give a quick shout out there. Good job.
Thank you.
shout out to Jay Rise.
All right, dream.
So, you know, I really think if your gut is telling you dream is your one word, you have to believe in that one word. I mean, you know, I've seen all kinds of different one words, and just to use myself as an example, my one word is cup. And you know, you'd look at that and you go, well, that's not going to be effective. It's not even a verb. You know, you're not even selling. It's not a command into action of any kind. It's just cup. But for me, I found that cup was the symbol that represented the most of my meaning and values for my channel. And so I'm learning how to incorporate it in a way that is effective and that I think will be useful. And so I think the main thing with one word is that you just got to really believe in it yourself, and who you are and the values that you're bringing with that word are going to come out in what you do with your business. So that's my 2 cents.
I like it. J-Ray's got another kill.
2v1.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good. He's doing well. He's doing well. Don't mess with the J-Rise Heimer. So 2 things come to mind when I think about this question. The first is the effectiveness of your one word is really through the lens of, does it help you make important decisions? Because all of the important decisions that you're going to make in your life should be through that lens. So if you think about, you know, I don't know if he's an entrepreneur yet or what he's doing, but you think about like the business you're going to start, the core values that you're going to have, the people that you want to bring on your team. Like, do you want to hire people who are dreamers in your business? Is that super important for you, or does it not matter, right? Do you want to hire winners in your company, or do you want to hire, I forget what his other word, what the other one that he thought would be more effective than...
Oh, win. Believe and win is what he was thinking of.
So like, yeah, so believe, right? You know, my video editor, Christina, wanted to tattoo believe on her arm. Seriously, that's before I even met her. Like, it's just...
Wow. Oh, you mean not because she just...
Not because of me. No, it's not because I inspired the tattoo. Just like that's who she is.
Cool.
a reminder to herself. And so, like, it's
Nice.
one of the reasons why we work really well together, right? And she loves what we're all about.
Mm-hmm.
And so, think about the next tough decision that you have to make, and think about the guiding principles that you want to have for your life and your business. When things are really tough, the one word becomes the lens and the answer. So
I love that.
does dream solve that for you or not? The second part of that, and that's for everybody, right? When you're trying to figure out what your one word is, the second part of that is don't look at my execution and feel like you can't live up in your word, right? Like, you're comparing my middle to your beginning. You can build something amazing off of dreams. Like, what did Walt Disney do? How many quotes does he have around dreaming? And so just because you see me doing well with Believe and putting in all my branding, and you watch the videos, and whatever you're doing to follow me, don't let that make you feel like you can't have similar success. Like, it's easy to, J-Rise is on a killing storm here. It's easy to look at somebody else and say they're doing it way better than I am. Whoa, you got a double kill. I'm not doing anything this game. It's all Jason Fonseca here, ladies and gentlemen. They're seeing the notifications come up. Heimer got another kill. In tower, nice. Did we get first tower? We did.
Yeah.
Nice. Holy cow. I don't really have to do anything. I just have to be around Jason, and we win. Let's see. Let's see if it pays off. But yeah, it's easy to look at somebody else and see how well they're doing it, and there's a temptation to say, I want to do it exactly the same. They're better than I am. Where really your success will come in doing it your way. Like, just because I've had success with Believe. When I started Believe, nobody liked it. Like, it wasn't this, people thought I was nuts. I thought I was nuts.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was too big an idea. I thought it was too crazy. I thought I need to be more specific. I thought I had to be more details. I had to be just for entrepreneurs, or I don't know. It was a crazy thing. Like, who builds their life and business around one word? So I didn't have all the answers going in at the start.
Oh, they got dragon.
They got dragon. That kind of bothers me. So don't pick Believe because you see me having success with it. Pick the one that you think is really true to you. And that's with anything. Like, don't pick a business because you see somebody else having success with it. You pick the business, you pick the life that is going to fit for you. And a lot of times you have to tweak and experiment and prod and figure things out, because there is no defined path just for you. You got to figure out your path. And yes, you can model success and you can learn from others, but if all you do is follow one blueprint, you won't get to where you need to go. You have to figure out your own unique path that is special for you.
Love it.
That's my thought. Dream
Dream on, Jamil.
Dream on. Dream on. Let's hear it, Rishi. Go high. Go high. I love it.
She can sing, though, right?
I know she can sing. I can't sing.
I bet you can sing, Evan.
I can sing.
I know you can rap too. That I know.
That was a good attempt. I'm proud of that rap.
Okay, let's move to the next one.
Let's do it.
Next question comes from Harold.
Harold.
Harold, aka Coach Valliston.
The coach.
And he's what are the best ways to monetize YouTube?
Hey, wait, is this from New York?
This question?
Yeah, is Harold from New York?
I can check right now.
I feel like I met Harold in New York.
Oh, maybe you did.
I went to New York for an interview, and every time I travel, I like doing a meetup with my fans.
Oh, cool.
I feel like
Yeah.
Is he? Maybe not.
I'm looking now. I'm just searching for the email because I copied and pasted the question out of the email, so I'm going back to the original wall.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, whatever.
Yes.
It's fine.
Oh, that's okay. I can start answering the question and look for it at the same time. So, Harold, best ways to monetize? I have 3 things to say, and
it's a YouTube question.
And,
Rishi loves her YouTube questions.
What YouTube I love. So, number 1, obviously, biggest way that you can begin monetizing, although I would never expect to do this and make a lot of money, at least, and not until you're a huge channel, but monetizing your channel through ad revenue. And so what you have to do is you have to become a YouTube partner, and it's super simple. Basically, it's just a matter of, signing a contract with YouTube to share ad revenue, and, that's a way that you can right away start monetizing. The second way that I've seen YouTubers monetize is through sponsorship or brand deals. We've had a couple conversations already on previous episodes here about brand deals and sponsorship. Maybe Evan can, if he wants to go more into that, because I know, Evan, you've made like $100,000 when you were a small channel with brand deals. And then lastly is the affiliate links. I know you can become an affiliate with places like Amazon, Target, Walmart, and it's like if you've seen those videos when someone gives you their personal link to go buy a book on audible.com or on Amazon or whatever, you get a percentage of that money because someone purchased something through you. But I do believe that with the affiliate links, you do have to have a website. So I don't know if you have a website. That's another way that you can look into that.
Holy cow!
Evan.
Jason is just a one-man army here. He's a one-man army, getting kills.
I think it was
getting kills all over the map.
I think this is Harold from New York City.
It is. All right.
Yeah, I think so.
I love it. Okay,
Yep.
so, I echo a lot of what Rishi already said here. I would say it depends on what your goal is with it. I think a model that I agree, like advertising is a easy place to start. It's all taken care of for you, so it's a pretty simple game to play. You just need to be able to create content that people love, want to watch, enjoy. You have an opportunity to sell to your audience, and this is a model that I'm not a huge user of. Where, like, if you're coaching people, you could create content around your coaching program, right? Some value, and people look at it and they love what you're all about and say, "Man, I want to get Harold to come and coach me. That man's a genius." And then you have your coaching program, and you can make some videos talking about how you have a coaching program and what what it involves and how much it is and all that stuff. Where really the only thing that I'm not selling a coaching program. I'm trying to play a bigger game where I'm not trying to immediately monetize my audience. Like even looking at the book, like now we're in kind of book promotion mode. Like I don't make anything from the book in the short term. I win, like I place long-term bets. That's what I'm doing. Oh, can I go help? Nice, man. I'm actually not doing great, like in terms of helping my team out, but
You're answering good questions.
But I'm in the middle of a fight, and I won. Ha! I'm gonna die. I died. I died.
Oh, it was good. It was good.
It was good.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
Really good.
sorry, Harold, you're getting distracted here by the game. Yeah, so if I was a coach, I would be using YouTube to then sell my coaching program and coaching package. I'd be moving the free line. I'd be putting out a ton of great content about what it is that I'm coaching, and then people would want to work with you, right? Like, if people love the value, some people will just consume it, and most people never pay you anything for it. I mean, that's how YouTube works. Most people spend $0 and don't support the channels that they're watching, but they're helping you with maybe a little bit of advertising revenue, but more importantly, they're helping you build up. Oh, they killed my ZZ rat. They're helping you build up the likes and the channel and the audience, so that when you have the 1% of people who do want to buy, your video is showing up because you've created amazing content. So for me, like, I get brand deals. Like, I don't do any direct sales. It's all from people coming to me. All the people who are, for the most part, just freely consuming my content, they help give it the likes and the shares and the comment and the engagement so that the video ranks well. And then that gives me more exposure, and then that helps the brand find me or the book publisher find me. And so if I was a coach, I'd be using that same. Wow, these guys are going crazy. Can I get a kill? So close. Ha! Ha ha ha! Very exciting. Teemo Magic pushing some kills off the map. Yes, so if I was doing it, I would create regular content that would make people not just a sales pitch, not just like, here's why you need to buy my coaching program, but regular content that makes you seem like a great coach and that provides value even if they never contact you, just because the content is really good. And some people will naturally just not want to do the work. Like, some people, you could give it to them on a plate, but some people want to get there faster. Like, they want it handed to them, and they want to work with you directly. Like, I get asked all the time from people who want to do coaching. Do I have a coaching program? Can you help me with my product, my business, whatever, right? This is the extent of it, right? I'll answer a question on YouTube with Rishi, but I could easily have a coaching practice if I wanted to. So if I was selling that kind of business, then I would use YouTube to be more as a sales engine. I do it for Toronto Dance Salsa, right? Like, we're trying to sell salsa classes, and so we put up videos of our turn patterns from classes that we've taught, and also we've launched a new series where the operator Alex is doing an Ask Alex series where he's answering questions.
I respect that.
And we want to give value. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to do is build up likability and trust and authenticity, and I want people to buy a salsa class, right? It's a different strategy than what I'm doing on my YouTube channel for myself. J-Ri's getting another tower, pretty good. But if I was a business coach, I think that's the most lucrative angle, and then gives you a chance for a bigger play at a book, at brand deals, at speaking engagements, at, like, I just got asked to join a board of a publicly traded company here in Canada to help them with their business. Like, stuff that I would never have thought that I would do that. It wasn't on my my wish list, right? I never thought I would be advising the CEO of a 15,000 employee company, right? I thought, like, why would a CEO of a huge company want to talk to me? Like, I'll tell his employees to go be entrepreneurs. Like, I have no corporate. I didn't think I'd be a speaker, because why would people want to hire me to come speak? Not because I don't have a good message, just usually the speaking gigs are for corporate audiences, and I'm going to tell people to start their own business. So why would they want me to come? And so I think having a YouTube channel can, one, bring in some immediate sales for what you're doing, but then it could also, if you build up a sizable audience, lead to bigger opportunities and bigger deals that maybe you haven't even thought of before. So So yeah, if I was a coach, that's what I would do. Like advertising would be there, sponsorships maybe, but I would try to sell my coaching services through the channel.
Yeah, great.
And thanks for the question, Harold, man. I love it. Harold
Harold from New York.
Harold hailed me a cab. I couldn't get a cab. I'm sitting there on the streets of New York. We left our Starbucks. I have to get home to catch my flight. And yeah, I'm like putting my hand up, and he's like, "Nah, man, you're doing it all wrong, man. This is New York. You're too nice. Don't be Canadian. You got to get that cab, get to the airport." So
man.
he like walked out on the street and got me a cab. So that was very much appreciated. So I'm glad we could answer a question.
Cool. All right, next question comes from Sophitra.
All right,
and
Sophitra.
Sophitra says, how do I pick good people? How do I build a great team? I've always dreamed of being a leader. I love motivating people in my class, and by that I mean I think he's a teacher.
Okay.
Because he says that they didn't like him, and they were constantly making phone calls, playing with Facebook, making noise, and while he was talking. So I don't know if he's the teacher, if this is like that was his classmates and peers, but it sounds like he wants to be a leader. And anyway, it's kind of affected him so much that he even stopped kind of pursuing friendships and different things, because I guess that experiencing was pretty discouraging.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he just kind of wants to know, how do I build a team when I haven't had success with just dealing with people? So yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot, that, like, for example, as an entrepreneur, one of your greatest strategies is to know your strengths and know your weaknesses and, like, focus on your strengths. And so that would then mean, in this case, like, it might be the case that someone says, well, if you're not really a people person, find someone who is a people person to build your team or manage your team or whatever. But I do have to say that I think that with people who really have a hard time socially, even if it's not like you're ever going to be this super extroverted person, like, I feel like it's super valuable for any person, entrepreneur or whatever, especially if you want to be a leader, like, to learn how to deal with people skills, social skills, because I just think it makes you a better human. And so it might not be that, you're going to be the best people person in the world, but I do think there's something to be said about, like, intentionally learning, how can I improve my interpersonal skills? Like, why do I feel people don't listen when I talk? Like, I think that's information that's important to get. Sometimes I'll ask my friends, like, how are you experiencing me? Because I might be doing something that I'm unaware of, and I want their feedback so that I can change that behavior if it's affecting them or myself negatively. So I think a leader, more than any person, should really want to learn how to grow in dealing with people. And that's kind of my 2 cents. I know, Evan, you have plenty of great value as far as how to actually put a great team together, but I don't know. I'd really ask people that I can trust, like, why am I maybe not so effective with people? Can you give me some help so that I can improve,
All right. was getting a different vibe from that question, so my brain is hurting a little bit trying to.
You want me to read it again, or you want more information?
I was going in a different direction with it, so I'm curious.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, I made it out. All right. Okay. Oh, I died. Very sad. Here's what I was thinking. I was thinking along the lines of respect.
Absolutely.
If people are not listening to you, they're not respecting you, and that usually first comes from you respecting yourself and having standards in what you will accept and what you won't accept. And so that is where I think the first healing has to come. Now that I'm dead, I can process it a little bit easier. Instead of looking outward, I would look inward to start, and build up your own self-respect, like build up your own self-love first. I think back to Nelson Mandela, who went to jail and had everybody, all the prisoners in the jail, call him Mr. Mandela, which doesn't happen, right? And imagine you're a prisoner and you're getting called Mr. Mandela and Sir. That's not how jails work. But because he demanded it, he had so much respect for himself that he will not be treated in ways that are kind of inferior to what he believes. And so, that's maybe an extreme case. You're not going to jail. You don't have to deal with prison guards. But before I got to the point about building the team, I would be looking at what can I do for myself to have more confidence in my message, set higher standards for myself, have better definitions of what I will and won't accept. If people are showing up late or are chewing gum or on their phones, it's because you let them do that, right? If it's a teacher in class, there's some teachers that have that doesn't happen. And so you need to stop letting people treat you in a negative way. Just like people who, are in a bad relationship, they allow themselves to be treated that way. And so that's why it's going to keep happening, where you need to stand up for yourself and set boundaries as to this is not acceptable. And I'm a firm believer in you teach people how to treat you. And so yes, team building is important, and I hear that you badly want to be a leader, and I love it. You're gonna have the same issues with any team. It's like the why can I never find the right person? Why does this always happen to me in relationships? Well, what's the common denominator, right? It's you.
Yeah.
It's not them, it's you. So fix you, right? That's really what needs to be. That's what you need to work on. Then when you get into the team, you want people who are aligned with your mission. You want people who have the same values as you. You want people who, we got to the one word discussion before. If it's dream, you want people who are dreamers. There's a lot that you can do around building a team. Just, I feel like you have to heal yourself first, and you get that down, then the team will not take care of itself, but will be a lot easier, because that's the real problem.
Right. And Evan, too, you were saying people at this point, people call you sir, you don't have respect issues. And I think there's something to be said, too, about certain things. Earning people's respect only comes over time. You can't just demand respect but not have a life that actually backs up why people respect you. And he was saying, I love motivating people in his class. And sometimes I think people jump into wanting to help people or motivate people but they haven't like earned the respect yet to do that. So I think some things you really can't even get until you've kind of, like, I guess like what you said, done the work in yourself, where you don't even really have to demand your life commands the respect, because it's just like the proof is in the pudding, if that makes sense. So I don't know, I think some people jump into wanting to try to motivate or help people or do things, but they haven't actually done the first part, which is like, you know, your life being something that people are going to really respect.
Maybe just to add to that, I think you can easily set a tone. Like, I don't know who you think is, you know, a great leader who you would look up to. If you think about, you know, Abraham Lincoln, or I don't know who like a good leader is. Like who first comes to mind when we think about leadership skills, but like those people would walk into a room and you would know. Like Abe Lincoln, if I'd never heard of him, like he goes to Mars, and you know there's humans on Mars. We discover there's humans on Mars is a big deal. You learned it first here on this channel. And you know, Abe Lincoln walks into a room, he'll go and command respect. Like if people have no idea who he is, he'll command respect. And I really believe that it's not about, like, I think what you've done helps build up your own character, helps give you the confidence. But just like, we won. Ha! We won.
The game?
Yeah, we won. J-Rise was carrying us hard, I think. Just like, you know, you look at a speaker, a good speaker, you know, when they're doing a speech, some people know who they are, and you know, when they've showed up, they're already sold and committed. But a lot of people have never heard of this person before. But by the end of that speech, they're a fan, and they're out buying their books, and they want to learn more about their message and their mission. So I think there's a lot that just by when you walk into the room, you know, some people have that presence, and others don't, and a lot of it comes from that self-love and self-respect. And I think you, like, those people did the work. Yes, it's doing the work, but it's not about like the outward focus of, oh, these people have seen what I've done. It's more you have seen what you've done, and you believe in that you have value and you can have an impact, and not settling for somebody showing up late or chewing gum or disrespecting you. Like if somebody calls you a name in your class, what do? Like, is that acceptable? If you're in a relationship, if somebody hits you, is that acceptable? If somebody trashes your idea, is that acceptable? And so there's a lot of hard work that, yes, goes into building your character and building that self-confidence up. But I think like we've all done it. We've met people who have that presence. And so I think I agree in that there has to be a lot of work done, but it's more you seeing the value in yourself as opposed to other people seeing the value. If you see the value, they will see it. We end on a deep note. We got
with some
yeah.
Believe.
I see Zeno here in the live stream. Zeno, welcome aboard. We didn't give a shout out to Zeno during the stream, but just at the end, there you go, Zeno. Welcome aboard, man. Appreciate it. Cool. Well,
yes,
the victory streak is perhaps intact.
It is. Every public stream.
Every public stream, every Twitch stream. The Twitch streak is intact, I guess.
100%.
So thank you guys. We'll see you on Wednesday morning, hopefully, for the next stream. Rishi, any final words?
Cup of Believe. Have a great weekend, everybody.
I love it. Thanks, guys. Continue to believe, and we'll see you soon.